What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome back to my Madden 22 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. And welcome to a short video recapping the 2022 regular season as we get ready to go into the playoffs here. So we're going to take a look at our playoff situation, the awards that our players won, final statistics for the season, and we're going to take a look at our roster as this season winds down and think about who might be with us for the long run and who we're going to say goodbye to in the off season. So, for those who didn't follow this from the beginning, this is a franchise where I simmed through the 2021 season. Then I went ahead and I signed as many of the free agents and trades that the Steelers did this offseason in real life. So that means we have Mitch Trubisky, we have Miles Jack, we have Levi Wallace, and a bunch of other guys. So we'll take a look at how these guys did throughout this video. And we did win our division, 15-2. We're the number one seed in the AFC. And so I simmed through the wild card round, and Las Vegas, Cincinnati, and Kansas City were winners in that round. So we're going to be facing the Raiders in the divisional round coming up here. That game will be out next Tuesday, probably, something like that. And on the NFC side, Dallas was the number one seed. So it's going to be them, Seattle, Minnesota, or Carolina if we make it as far as the Super Bowl. But of course, we've got these AFC powers to contend with first. So those games will be coming up, like I said. And as far as awards, I've been talking a lot about Mitch Trubisky. He's had a great season. And if he had a shot at the MVP award. And there he is. Mitch Trubisky, NFL MVP. Can you believe it? Very happy with how he played. Some throws I can't quite make with him. He doesn't have the arm strength or accuracy in a lot of different situations. But as long as I kept him kind of within his ability zone, he played very well. 72 overall quarterback, NFL MVP. Dak Prescott, a couple of Cowboys, second and third. So if we see those Cowboys in the Super Bowl, that might be a good one. Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year, number 4. Mike McCarthy won that one, but Tomlin at least mentioned there, I suppose. And going to the AFC side, Trubisky, Offensive Player of the Year. We didn't have anybody mentioned in Defensive Player of the Year. Joey Bosa won that one. We didn't have any rookies that played significantly for us. Trubisky, quarterback. Best quarterback. Best running back went to Joe Mixon. And we've certainly seen enough of him in our 2 meetings this season already. We might have to see him again. Najee Harris all the way down at number 6. He had a pretty decent season. Best wide receiver, Deontay Johnson. Over 100 catches. Jacoby Myers, number 2. Chase Claypool, number 3. Best offensive lineman, Terron Armstead. And we had James Daniels mentioned here at number 5. And that's it. Best defensive lineman. We don't have any players mentioned. DeForest Buckner won that one. Best linebacker, Joey Bosa. And TJ Watt all the way down here at number 10. I'm a little disappointed in myself about that one. He only had, I think, 8 sacks on the season. Best defensive back, Levi Wallace, had 5 or 6 interceptions, I believe. Minka Fitzpatrick, number 3. Best kicker, Chris Boswell, God bless him. I put him through a lot. Had a recent game where I missed like 5 extra points. But he got the award anyway, so good for him, despite my intervention. And that's about it. So we did all right with the awards. A couple of places where I felt like, especially with TJ Watt, I kind of wish he had a better season. We'll take a look at our stats here. Trubisky, over 4,600 yards passing, 49 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And, yeah, like I said, I couldn't be happier with how he turned out. Thought Mason Rudolph might be stepping in for him at some point during the season, but not necessary. Mitch played pretty well. Najee Harris, 1,263 yards on the ground, 11 touchdowns on the ground. Trubisky was our number 2 rusher with 222 yards. 220 yards. And Anthony McFarland played pretty well. You can see at 10 yards per carry. He started a game in place of Harris at one point, and he had some mop-up duty at the end of the season. So he is going to be our number 2 halfback, I think, going into next season. Deontay Johnson, 108 catches, over 1,800 yards, and 20 touchdowns. Big season for him. Claypool came on a little stronger towards the end of the season, 74 catches, 14 touchdowns. Freiermuth, pretty good year, which would be his second year in the NFL. 60 catches, 10 touchdowns. Najee Harris wasn't a bad outlet receiver for us. And Miles Boykin came over from Baltimore in real life with the Steelers, so we signed him here, and he's been a good number 3 receiver for us. So our receiving core is pretty solid. Defensively, Miles Jack led the team in tackles. TJ Watt, like I said, only 8 sacks. A little disappointed in that. I think next season we're going to have to see what we can do to get him some more opportunities there. And Levi Wallace and Fitzpatrick both with 5 interceptions. And not much for the rest of our guys here. But, yeah, pretty happy with how Wallace played. Pretty happy with Witherspoon as well. He only had 1 interception, but he played pretty well against some of the better receivers in the league. Chris Boswell only missed 1 field goal, but yeah, I'm just killing him with the extra points at one time. So yeah, 83% is not great, but you know we do the best we can with him, I guess. I don't know. And Presley Harvin only punted 11 times. So that's it for our stats. 6-minute quarters we play, so you know, not bad. That's about what I want from these guys. 4,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns for my quarterback, 1,200 yards for my running back. And, yeah, I can't say I'm unhappy with any of this. So we're going to take a quick look at the roster now. And just, you know, we don't want to look past the playoffs, but we are going to have some decisions to make. Re-signing guys, and as we get into the offseason. And Mitch Trubisky, as good as he played, yeah, he's still kind of a question mark. He's 28 years old. If he were a young player, I could say, gonna, you know, build this guy into a 90-something overall quarterback. I don't know what kind of ceiling he has here at 28 years old. Probably going to go into next season as a starter again. Whether or not I draft somebody, I have to think about. Rudolph won't be back next year just because he would be an expensive backup. So we'll at least have a rookie quarterback as a backup probably. Whether or not he's a legit threat to start ahead of Trubisky, like Kenny Pickett is in real life and for the Steelers, we will see. Benny Snell won't be coming back. Obviously, Najee Harris is the man for the foreseeable future. So we'll be bringing in another running back. McFarland will be the number 2 back next season. Derek Watt will probably be gone. His contract's up. We won't re-sign him. You know, kind of just because the way my offense is working, I'm probably going to carry 3 tight ends rather than 2 tight ends and a fullback. But, yeah, Derek Watt would just be too expensive to keep, I think, when I could get a cheaper number 3 tight end. This receiving core is coming back next season. They're solid. I don't have any complaints about them, and I will not be making any changes to them. Won't bring in a rookie, I don't think, unless I find a guy sitting there as an undrafted free agent who's just like, you know, 97 speed or something crazy like that. This is going to be our receiving core next year. Freiermuth will be back next season. He had a good year. And Gentry and Rader will both be gone. Rader's just a practice guy in real life. So far, I mean, he's still kind of young, so he could develop into something in real life. But in this game, 75 speed doesn't quite cut it at tight end. And Gentry, I mean, I'll probably take a look and see what I can re-sign him at, if I can get him for a good price. He's only 68 overall, so maybe. But we'll definitely be bringing in a tight end either through the draft or free agency. And this offensive line needs almost a total rebuild here. Really struggling to get time in the pocket throughout the season. And bad pass blocking from our offensive tackles, a big reason for it. So Dan Moore not really developing how I hoped he would. So we're probably going to be bringing in some more offensive linemen. We'll draft at least a couple probably. Looking to rebuild this line. Dotson's a good one who may end up sticking around. Mason Cole was a free agent the Steelers signed in real life. Not great, at least not in this game. I think he's pretty decent in real life, though, so I don't know why his ratings are so low. But James Daniels, only 24 years old. We're going to be hanging on to him as long as we can. And one other player I like is Kendrick Green. I think he has some upside, so we'll probably work on developing him. He's been playing center for us, even though I have him listed as a guard here. And, Okorafor, again, the pass blocking is a weak point for these guys. So tackle, at least one more guard or interior offensive lineman. We've got some rebuilding to do here. Left end, Stephon Tuitt just announced his retirement in real life. Sorry to see him go. Wish him the best of luck, of course, and a bright future in real life. In this game, we're going to hang on to him. It's make-believe. We can do that. At least for the next few seasons. I think I re-signed him earlier in the season as well. So he's got a contract going through, I don't even know when. Yeah, we've got him for 3 more seasons. So he is going to be our guy. Same with Hayward at right end. Getting up there in age, but we're going to hang on to him. I think an older Cam Hayward is still better than a lot of other guys. Defensive tackles are going to be a problem. Alualu's getting older. Adams, I don't know, is a good solution. He's not going to probably progress to the point where he could be a starter for us. So we'll be drafting for defensive tackle. TJ Watt signed a long-term contract in real life. That's reflected in this game. So he will be the guy, obviously, at outside linebacker. Miles Jack and Devin Bush, I was super happy with how these guys played this season. 2 very athletic linebackers all over the field. So we're going to keep this duo together as long as I can financially do it. Yeah, pretty happy with them. And same with Alex Highsmith. He could be challenged for a starting position depending on who we pick up as a I might draft for the position just because we'll have an opening. So, yeah, I mean, he played pretty well this season, but I wouldn't say his spot is in cement there. He might have a challenge in the preseason for a starting job. This cornerback position is another spot we're going to totally rebuild. These guys, Wallace and Witherspoon, played well, but just very lacking in speed is the problem with this group. Only Pierre really has the kind of speed I'm looking for at corner. The rest of these guys are just a step too slow. So most of them, I think, their contracts are up. I won't re-sign them. Wallace and Witherspoon will be back next season. Most likely will be our starters, but I'll be looking to fill these spots with some athletic rookies that we hopefully can develop into starters and can run with some of these guys like Brown, like Hill, that we kind of get torched by because we don't have the speed to keep up with them. Fitzpatrick, obviously very happy with him. 95 overall with the boost at the end of the season here. So obviously we're going to keep him as long as we can. And same with Terrell Edmonds. In my opinion, one of the most underrated safeties in this game. 91 speed. He could conceivably get a speed bump in progression as well. Good acceleration, decent change of direction. He's a big hitter, forces fumbles, makes interceptions, always around the ball. So we're going to hold on to him as long as we can as well. Boswell, his contract's up. I'll probably let him go. What happened with my 2021, or my Madden 21 franchise rather, was I let him go at the end of every season. Nobody picked him up, and if I could afford him, I would re-sign him in the off season. So that's probably what the tact I'm going to take again with him. And Harvin's going to be our punter for the next few seasons. He's locked up with his contract. So that's it. That's the big question with a lot of these guys is they played very well. We had to sign them to some big contracts to get them. And it's not like in real life where, there's all kinds of finagling to get contracts under, where they want them for the team and everything. Like, I had to give up a lot to get some of these guys on this team. I had to trade for Daniels, and I don't remember what I gave up to get him, but, we've got some guys. We've got at least a few guys who we're still paying money on because I traded them away. I think we're pretty okay with salary cap going into the off season, but we can't shoulder these salaries, a lot of them, for the long term. So some decisions to make as this season wraps up. But for now, we are getting ready to go into the playoffs. We are getting ready to face the Las Vegas Raiders. So that game will be coming up. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. I really appreciate every subscriber. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a great day. And I will see you in the playoffs.